Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Clover Health. In today's video, I'm going to go through other pieces of due diligence that I haven't gone through before, technical analysis, what I think about this one, analyst recommendations, and some short volumes as well. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. Now, this is not the first time I talked about Clover Health. I do have a video from the last time in the description below, but let's take a look into the latest news relating towards this one. So the first piece of news we have here, Clover Health Investments Corp announces redemption of all outstanding warrants. This was actually put on today. So basically, any warrants can be exercised, or all warrants can be exercised. They're off until 5 p.m. New York Standard Time, which is Eastern Standard Time today. So on the redemption date, fully paid and non-accessible shares of common stock underlying such warrants. This is, by the way, relating towards the IPO that they had earlier this year. And as the reference value is less than $18, payment upon exercise of the warrants may be made either 1 in cash at an exercise price of $11.50 per share, or on cashless basis in which the exercising holder will receive a number of shares of common stock to be determined in accordance with the terms of the warrants agreed upon and based on the redemption rate and the volume weighted average fair market price of the common stock during the 10 days immediately following the date on which the notice redemption is sent to the holders of the warrant. So in relation towards this one, it might actually bring some bit more money to the company, but it's not going to be significant. They're redeeming any outstanding warrants. So that's that in short. Now, in terms of the second quarter of 2021, the financial results will be announced on August 11th, 2021. So it's still a couple of weeks or more than a couple of weeks away from now. And there will be actually a webcast at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So it says here when Wednesday, August 11th, 2021 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there is caller ID and a conference ID here. Now, a bit of a quick look into the financial summaries and the estimates they did have before. So for this one here in millions, they're looking into an estimated year-over-year growth of around 30%. So if that could be what's anticipated currently on, if they do beat more than 30%, that should look a lot better in terms of average member growth. And in terms of total revenue, be around 32% to at least to beat their estimation, and the adjusted EBITDA should be a bit worse than last year at 82 million, but this is in relation towards the entire year. So this quarter, we can take a look into the last quarter and try to understand how it performed. So in relations as well to when they're going to be net positive, they're anticipating by 2023 estimated, and that's why this quarter here will help reshape or help give us an understanding on whether these projected financial results will be accurate or not, and whether they can reach net profitability by 2023. Now, in terms of the last quarter, we're able to see some information, so that's not really that bad. But in the last quarter, or actually similar quarter from 2020, so this one here coming in towards second quarter 2021, just to confirm, which would be this one here, second quarter 2020 actually. So net loss would be around 5.4 million, and that actually would be, from my understanding, a net profitability because it doesn't have a bracket on it. Net loss would have a bracket. And in terms of the general adjusted EBITDA was positive last year, so year over year this might actually be negative, and that would be a little bit more painful to watch because a lot of people will be looking at year over year and realizing that the company did a lot worse without taking a look at the bigger picture that 2020 quarter 2 was one of the only profitable adjusted EBITDA in the last few quarters. So that's something to really keep an eye on, and something to keep your expectations that most likely we're going to have a negative adjusted EBITDA, and it's not really that fair to go on year over year. Now, in relations to SEC filings, we do see on the SEC filings part, this is the announcement of redemption of all the warrants. Before moving on to more, let's say, SEC filings, if you'd like to see more contents, make sure to drop a subscribe button and turn notification button on. Don't also forget to drop a like to this video if you have enjoyed this video so far. If you would like to join our Discord, it's totally free in the description below. Head to Trading on Floor on there, and we're not trying to upsell you on anything relating towards that. In terms of other SEC filings and institutional buyers, so there's no other SEC filings, but institutional buyers remain very bullish in towards this one. Hundreds and thousands of shares were added by Fidelity alone, although today we have Valeo Financial and GWM Advisors liquidating their entire position. But you also have Equitec Specialist LLC liquidating their entire position, and previously it says Equitec Property Markets adding around 16,600 shares. So it does look a little bit kind of mixed, but more bullish than bearish. So for instance, if you were to look into the Royal Bank of Canada, they added around 121.74%. Cutler Group added around 216%. So it's definitely a lot of activity for this one. In terms of the short volumes, so for the short volumes, the short flow is currently 32%. So that's really when a lot of people are talking about short interest, they're really referring to this one. Although short volumes appear to be somewhere around 20.29 to 22.16. So it appears to be somewhat active, but lower than usual. I do recall it being a lot higher than this. But currently, the last reported short flow is around 32%, and the reason why I'm mentioning this one is a lot of people start talking about a short squeeze. Do I think it's possible? I mean, 32%, it's not really a short squeeze, it becomes almost like a Ponzi scheme where a lot of people think the short squeeze will happen and then they all buy and then right away drops. So in a sense, be very careful when someone is talking about short squeezing. So let's move on towards technical analysis. So on the technical analysis perspective, things are really looking interesting. So today, basically what happened was on the start, and I can just show you here on a 1 hourly perspective, we went from green from yesterday, closed around almost $9. In the pre-market, we went around $9.90 and then dropped all the way to $8.40, currently stabilizing around $8.46. So in terms of the 1 month, 1 day perspective technical analysis, what we get to see here is that the ADX is really not showing you much other than a sloppy sideways movement. But the 1% R, which is similar to the relative strength index, or also known as RSI, shows that yesterday was actually overbought a little, which is a little bit weird, but I guess that's the balance from the $7.67 all the way to $9 in just 2 days. And currently it's sitting closer towards neutral. So it's not overbought or oversold. But the MACD here is going towards the positive side. So I anticipate perhaps it's going to be testing a positive reversal closer towards Monday or Tuesday. And that would be a very bullish run if it does go towards the positive side. Now it did attempt to break that negative trend and go towards a positive reversal on the 25th of June, and that failed. So hopefully this time it will go through. In terms of momentum, it's actually climbing up very closer towards zero, currently at negative 1.53 and around there. And so if it does go towards the positive side, it could start pushing that bullish reversal. In terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are momentum trading tools. You're able to see that there might actually be another leg up for this one as they slowly curve up. In terms of the moving averages though, this one is expected to trade on the top at 11.35, in the middle at 10.32, and in the bottom at 9.29. Currently it's below all of these. However, take a look into the moving average bands. They're actually going downwards. So that could be a very dangerous thing, and you need kind of a bounce for this one to continue on with a big or stronger momentum. In terms of the Fibonacci retracements, and the reason why I use this one is because high frequency traders use it. The current resistance is around 1163, 1492, 1758, 2024, 2402, and 2885. The only support level here is 631 on the Fibonacci retracements. However, on a price line action, we're able to see that the current level around 843 is a very strong support. Below there, 722, and below there is around 664. Resistances though, you're able to see a strong resistance at the 952, going above there, closer towards the 1124, going to 1258, going to around 1419, and then upwards closer towards the 1670, and then 1816, 2210, and you get to see the point on. In terms of analyst recommendations, 11 days ago, JP Morgan gave this one a price target of around $9, with a success rate of around 66% and an average return of around 21%. Last month, another company here, Bank of America Securities, also downgraded this one with a price target of 10. By the way, both were sell positions. And this person's success rate is around 69% and an average return of 11%. So those are two of the analyst recommendations in the last month. The current average price target is around 950, which is still higher than where we are right now. And it has 1 buy, 1 hold, and 2 sells recommendations. The average analyst recommendations is hold. Now, for coming into what I think, now this August 11th is going to be fundamental. Do I think we can actually see higher levels than we're at right now? There's a lot of resistance levels, basically anywhere you can think of around anyone who bought above the $10 to $28.85. What do you think that person that bought around $28.85 is thinking right now? Well, I just wish it even just goes to $25 and I'll sell at a small loss, because currently they're $20 off, and those are very dangerous resistances, because any push up forward will bring these people thinking, hey, I just want to sell, I'm just break even. So you kind of have these multiple levels of resistances, and we could have in the next few years a really good return onto this one, but I don't think this return that we're looking for can happen in a couple of days kind of aspect. But currently it is kind of hold, watch and see what's going to happen rather than try to go all in. But currently it's at a lower bound, and really the earnings will either break it or make it. Their earnings can be very interesting in relations. If they go ahead and go positive, they would really have a really good surprise in terms of the next trend coming up and them being net profitable. But remember, quarter 2 2020 was profitable, so anything lower than the profitability of quarter 2022 might be received as really bearish, so be very careful about this one. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below, share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.